Leonard said on episode 176 at 54 minutes 32 seconds.
Listen, I listened to the whole damn episode to get to that one
That
point.
was a good. Hey Quinn, by the way, that
Thank you.
that might be that might be on my list of favorite episodes of the year. Like I thoroughly enjoyed that conversation with Q. So if you
Would that be on best of?
It might be. It might be one of my segments. I've thought that. I put that down in my little notebook as one that potentially. You know, we still got a few more weeks in the year, so there might be some that topic. But we'll see. But okay, what time is it?
Ask
your I'm a weird. Who wants to read? Landon, you read it.
Okay. All right. Hey, aunties, question for you all. I have this best friend. We do everything together. He's truly the best kind of company. I'm hilarious. I mean, he's hilarious, makes me feel energized, and we can be our goofy selves together. Thing is, whenever we're together, all eyes land on my friend. He's not my type sexually, but I definitely consider him attractive with his dark brown eyes, really muscular, and glorious locks. Okay. It's hard for me to be it's hard for me to be around him and have all the boys gravitate to him immediately. He gets hit on all the time while men act like I don't exist. I'm always comparing myself to him. I can't help but feel down and feel inferior to his good looks. This only happens when we're out meeting guys. Otherwise, I love spending time with him where I don't feel I'm invisible. I accept that he's better looking than me, but how can I stop comparing myself to him and feeling inferior? Do you have a crush on your friend?
That's what Kyle, he said. How he said it? He said his dark brown eyes, really muscular, and glorious locks. Ooh. I was like, okay, you pictures, please, or he doesn't exist. You know, like I feel like, I mean, especially in gay culture, gay bars, this and that, like we've all had moments where we feel overlooked or not seen, or that like our friend is prettier than us and this and that, whatever. So that's a valid feeling. I want to at least acknowledge that like I felt that before. You're like, damn, y'all don't see how fly I am? Like shit, like come on. Like I know he fly, but I am also fly. But control what you can control. Like, I mean, like, know what you contribute, know what you bring to a situation.
Yeah.
Like going to certain bars, it might cater to certain clientele more than who you are and things like that. So put yourself in environments where you the one they flocking to, you know, and don't think you're less than because they're going to him. Like that doesn't have to be, I think Joanna was like, it doesn't have to be mutually exclusive. Like two things can exist at the same time. Like rep your flyness and he could also be fly at the same time. Big up your friend. If they fly, be the wingman, get in them conversations. If your personality better than his, by the end of the conversation, they might be flocking to you because he ain't got the personality or whatever it may be. So I don't know. I get that there's always that feeling like, oh, I want to be seen. I want to be the pretty one in the bar. I want to be the pretty one in the room. I get that. I completely get that. But don't let it get it so down that you think you're inferior. Like that's a strong word to me.
That's problematic.
It kind of is. So like I would check that and just be like, where's that rooted in?
Not problematic in that sense. It's self-damaging.
Yes,
what it is.
1000%.
Self-damaging.
So don't use that word inferior. You're not inferior. You're not.
There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you.
Don't let people make you feel inferior either. Like if they are saying things or acting a certain way, I'll be like, okay, talk to him. I'm gonna go over here and find me someone else to talk to. Some cutie over here, you know? And yeah, so you're not inferior. Rep your own flyness. Be proud of your own flyness. You can't change it. I mean, I guess you could get plastic surgery and all that bullshit, but you can't change it. So like find what you love about yourself. And you know, there's always moments where, you know, some person at the bar likes a certain part of you. You know, they might even like grab your arm or touch your shoulder, grab your ass. You know, it is what it is. Be aware of those moments because they flirt with you too. They flirt with you, and you're so wrapped up in everybody looking at him, you ain't seeing the dude that's over here checking you out. So that's where I get.
Don't be so caught up in what is happening with your friend. You miss your own blessing, right? Somebody could be checking you. Somebody could be someone, right? Someone could be across the bar looking at you and seeing you for all of the things that you bring to the table. We live in this world where we think we have this ideal partner, mate, relationship, whatever. And it's like, yo, you bring something to the table. There's something unique about you that someone is going to see or even feel. Maybe it's the way you talk, the way you walk. There's something about you that might even.
Oh no, too much.
Okay,
my bad.
No, it's okay. I wasn't trying to be that graphic, but sure. There might be, there just might be something, that makes somebody's dick twitch about you,
Or butthole pucker.
Right.
Or butthole pucker, whatever.
Come on, butterscotch.
Y'all, let's be real. Y'all know your dick twitch and your butthole pucker. There's something. It is what it is.
Sometimes you gotta adjust your shorts.
Right, you be like, ooh,
you gotta adjust.
Wore the wrong underwear today. I ain't even wear no underwear today. Woo, let me put this monster away.
Yeah, but know what you bring. Know what you bring to the table. There's something about you that is also glorious.
Yeah.
And you just have to recognize that. What is it about you that makes you glorious? And it could be your looks, but it also could be something else about you that maybe you just don't see that someone else will.
Might be a cash because it ain't your face. It must be the cash because it ain't your face. Sorry.
God. It's going to be a whole Beyonce episode again.
It always is.
I know.
I was just trying to think of this analogy, like, person A could have $20 in their pocket going out to the bars, and person B could have $200, and they can both go to the same bar. And the person with $200 can buy a lot more, but it's not about how much more, it's about what you do with what you have. Mm-hmm. And so, look, I didn't have $20 in my pocket and had a fabulous time. I think part of, answering your question around how can you stop comparing, I agree with the guys here. It's one, just recognizing what you're bringing to the table. I think that's number one. Number two, I think at the end of the day, if you are feeling some kind of like inferiority complex or feeling inferior because, you're with someone who is, more traditionally attractive in that kind of like broader sense or whatever.
That muscular, brown eyes, glorious locks kind of way.
I think, and this comes with maturity. I think that and not age, just maturity. And personal growth. I think the more that people focus on those superficial things, like how many people are hitting on my friends versus how many people are hitting on me, thinking of that versus what is the caliber of the interactions I'm having with people? Because the reality of it is you ain't got to go to no bar to get hit on by some man. Mm-hmm. And you certainly don't have to go to a bar to hook up. So,
right.
So like if you're putting your value and your self-worth in these very superficial things, I would encourage you just to unpack why that is. It's probably has less to do with someone that you deem as better looking than you, even if, like from a purely superficial perspective, you may have somebody that is muscular, that's tall, that's this, that's that. The reality of it is that there's always going to be someone out there that is more of that than you.
Exactly.
And not just you specifically, than your friend who has glorious locks. There will be somebody that will walk in with glorious locks that are down to the floor.
Right.
And when they walk, it has their own wind machine.
Right. You got a Beyonce fan.
There's always going to be like, I feel like people think like, oh, if only I had this, if only I had muscles, if only I had, a square jawline, if only I had pretty eyelashes, if only I had, the nice car, if only I had a certain kind of job, if only I was at this place in my life. They put their value based on those things, but not realizing that if and when you achieve those things, you are still comparing yourself, because there's always going to be someone who has more, better, more whatever. And I think that the trick is, how do you find comfort in who you are and what you bring to the table?
Yeah.
From a practical standpoint, I would say stop going out with your friend all the damn time.
Like if you say you enjoy more one-on-one, so hang out with him one-on-one and
just do that.
Yeah. That's
but you know what? Also,
recommendation.
I want to give you like the Maya Angelou answer, but I also want to give you the
stop going to the bar with him.
Right, like get you some more friends. Get you some
different friends. Get you some different.
Ooh, what if they came up to one of us?
Bitch,
no, one of y'all.
No, I'm gonna be the flyest motherfucker in that bitch. Like, I know what I bring.
Look,
shit.
Right.
Come up to me if you want to. You're gonna be in the same predicament.
We'll wingman for you. We'll wingman for you. Hey, but our shit is already settled. So,
and see.
One thing I want to add.
Go ahead, Landy.
One thing I wanted to add, don't compare yourself to someone else. Compare yourself to your growth from a few years ago. Who are you now? Like, what have you improved upon in your life, both financially, physically, emotionally, spiritually? There are things, if I'm gonna, Michael Jackson said it best, you got to look at the man in the mirror. And like, compare yourself to the person that you are now.
Not a good cosmetic reference.
I
meant the song, fool.
So was it, because he was struggling his whole life. Damn, you right, Juwan. You right. That was a bad analogy.
No, I meant the song. Oh my God. I'm logging off.
Flip up the collar on my favorite winter coat. This wind is blowing my mind. Yeah, no, that was a good question though. And again, like, a lot of times, like, I listen back to the episodes, I'm like, man, we preaching today. A lot of times we gotta preach to ourselves, quite frankly. Like, we're not saying we know it all and we just have a perfect life. No, we are constantly trying to better ourselves too. And we've been in situations where we felt that way, but we don't let it. Like, I just keep on going back to that inferior word. I don't let it, or I try not to let it get to that point where it's like, I feel inferior. It's like, I let somebody give me, like, have that much power over me that I feel that much less than of myself. No. And that's work though. That's Carell at 38. That's not Carell at 22. That's not Carell at 37. That's something that I consciously try to do. Some days are better. Some weeks are better. Some months are worse. Some years are worse. But knowing that I have something to contribute to society, there's special gifts, literally, like, and I live by this so much. My dad used to say growing up, the most, what do you say? The most original thing about yourself is yourself. Like, he's like, no one else could be you. No one else could be you. You are the most original thing. So tap into that. Start that at the foundation and love on yourself. Love what you like. Be like, today, you know what? My smile looking kind of cute. Them dimples kind of popping today. You know what? So I'm going to smirk at this dude at the bar next week because I'm feeling myself. I'm loving that about myself. I love my eyes today. Then next thing you know, people pick up on that. That's the most sexy thing. That's what people don't realize. Oh boy, that looks good. Sexy. Yes, he might be spoken into. People are constantly telling him. But at some point, he believed it. And now that is exuding in his confidence of when he walks into places, and people flock to that more than anything. So,
but maybe, and who's to say that friend? Maybe he wishes he didn't get all that attention. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he wishes. Oh, I could just stand back and just be with my friend, and he doesn't know how to push those other people away who think he's attractive and want to come talk to him. Like, we just don't know. So, it's very easy to look at one side and, just think that the grass is greener, but you don't know.
The ground is browner.
Okay.
Yes. So, anyway, continue to see you. I'm in a weird mood today. Continue to see you questions at AYA at minoritetyreport.com or DM